bone back into place, and using some thick magazines and bandages, she improvises a splint. Outside, a helicopter is flying near the area in search of the fallen plane. They have priority orders because they know the governor's daughter is among the victims, but for now they don't see anything. Back to the survivors, they hear some creaking and the plane moves for a few seconds, indicating it may fall again at any moment. Jed is starting to get too negative, and Danilo opens the oxygen tank Brandon retrieved. At that moment they see the water getting red and the noises make them realize the sharks have come inside to eat the drowned bodies. Suddenly the plane shakes a little and they see the sharks swimming by their window, hitting random plane parts as they move. Rosa is getting too scared and Ava tells her not to worry because she's sure they'll be rescued. However, the helicopter still hasn't found anything and doesn't have much fuel left. The group keeps track of the water level and calculates they still have around 3 or 4 hours before the water reaches the back. However, they also keep hearing the metal creaking and notice some water leaking through the ceiling, so they can't be sure if the plane will hold up that long. Suddenly the plane starts falling, sliding down for several minutes and causing a bunch of rocks to fall off until it gets stuck again. Thankfully the group holds on and nobody gets hurt, but this new angle is causing the water level inside the plane to rise faster. Since the seabed obviously isn't as solid as they thought, the group agrees they have no choice but to swim out of the plane. They'll need to find some way to distract the sharks, and Rosa says she learned at school that sharks don't like bubbles. There's still the problem of being able to hold their breath for that long, and Kyle suddenly remembers something. Some passengers were traveling with scuba equipment. Danilo explains those things are in the baggage hold and there's a hatch that would give them access, however the oxygen tanks are probably empty, otherwise they wouldn't have been allowed in the plane. Ava thinks the rest of the scuba equipment could still be useful, but Jed is too pessimistic, so Ava pretends she needs to pee and hides in the bathroom, where she has a breakdown as she hears the plane creak. When she comes out, Ava teaches Rosa it's okay to be frightened. Outside, the helicopter only has 15 minutes of fuel left. At that moment they finally find plane parts floating around, so 2 divers jump into the water to start the search. It doesn't take them long to find the plane, and as soon as they come closer